Hi guys, I'm Juvelyn and I'm Filipina that's living in Norway for 6 years now. And for today's video, we're going to talk about this guy's video as well in YouTube or I don't know how you would pronounce that. He's talking about the dark sides of living in Norway. And upon watching this video, I was wondering like, where does this guy get this information from? I mean, these are correct informations, but it's not like the whole truth about it. Okay, so today's video, I'm going to play what he's talking about and I'm going to just give my opinion and answer to this video. Okay, so let's start.
Dark sides of living in Norway. 1. You will never be Norwegian.
Will never be Norwegian. I mean, of course, I'm a Filipina. I will never be Norwegian and that's not a problem for me. And anyway, no one is bullying me because I'm a Filipina. Right? Okay, I have a colleague, a Vietnamese colleague, and he's talking like before when he's going to school, he's been bullied because he is a Vietnamese. And that was in the old times. And they will be bullied in school because they're foreigners. But guys, nowadays, there's so many foreigners wherever you are at in Norway. So it's really not a problem. And in school also, they are teaching you how to adapt and live like a Norwegian. But you will never be Norwegian, and I don't want to be Norwegian either because I'm a Filipina and I'm proud to be Filipino. So why would I try to be Norwegian? So that's what I'm really confused.
Ever been brave enough to visit Norway as a non-Norwegian? Chances are that you've encountered the infamous Viking stare. You know
Viking
the one.
stare?
It's Norwegians have judged your worthiness simply from looking at you.
Okay, then he's talking about the Norwegian will judge your worthiness just by simply looking at you. I mean, I didn't experience that yet, to be honest. I've been living here for 6 years, as I said, and I never experienced that. So, I don't know if he experienced it himself or maybe others experience it. I don't know, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys, if anyone or someone experienced this Viking stare.
Food here is also something that us non-Norse folks struggle with. If your idea of comfort food is anything other than boiled cod or reindeer stew, also known as lutefisk, then I hate to say it, but Norway may not be for you.
Okay, honestly, guys, I never tried eating lutefisk. And actually, I want to try that, so maybe I'm gonna make a video of that, me trying lutefisk, but I didn't try that. So it's gonna be interesting. And I will really try that. But the problem, what he's talking about is that Filipino food is like boring, just some deer stew or potato. Anyway, guys, the answer to that is, if you don't like the food, then you can just make your own food. Simple as that. It's not a problem at all. Okay, so like for example, I'm Asian, guys. So I want to cook Filipino food. In Christiansan, there is some Asian store and those stores are selling some Filipino products. Okay, and there's also online Filipino store where they sell mostly all Filipino things. So whatever you want to cook, whatever you want to buy, you can buy it, guys. So food is not really a problem here in Norway.
On top of all these small annoyances, however, there is perhaps nothing more trying than learning how to speak Norwegian, an incredibly hard language even for those steeped in its culture.
Okay, honestly guys, in the beginning, I said it's so hard to learn Norwegian language. That's really my opinion. But when I already start learning, then I realized Norwegian language is not really that hard. It's not really so hard, guys. Because when you translate it to English, it's really just like the same. The sentence structure, I mean, is the same in English. Maybe just some phrases in Norwegian language that's not the same, but mostly it's the same. So for me, Norwegian language is not really so hard to learn as long as you're gonna focus to that. And I'm going to make a video of the tips on how to learn Norwegian language faster. So if you want to know about those tips, you should subscribe to my channel, guys. Thank you in advance. Okay, next.
2. Darkness. There are some dark sides of living in Norway that you might not be aware of. Take darkness, for instance.
Number 2 is he's talking about the darkness, guys. Okay, if you're gonna move to Norway together with your whole family, guys, so what I'm advising you to do is move or choose to move further south in Norway because at least we have some brightness here, like some hours of brightness. It's not completely like what they're talking in the north. I never experienced going to the north, and they said it's very dark there. It's just so short time of daylight. So you should move here in the south because it's not so bad here in the south, guys. But if you're going to move to Norway because your husband is living there, then I think you really just need to adapt with the environment. And anyway, it's just in the beginning that's hard, guys, honestly. Of course, every one of us, all of us will feel homesick, will miss our home. But you will really adapt to the environment after a while. At least me, I love winter, so darkness is really not a problem for me.
Weeks without seeing any daylight at all. 3. High taxes. Let me be blunt. High taxes are one of the dark sides of living in Norway. And it isn't just for people with a lot of money or income. Everyone has to pay up.
Okay, number 3 is here. He's talking about high taxes, which is, for me, I can say that taxes in Norway is really high, but it depends on how much you are earning. So, for example, if you're just earning like a 30,000 kroner a month, you will not gonna pay 40 to 50% tax. You just gonna pay around 18 to 20% or 22%. So this is based on how much you are earning, which is just fair. And anyway, taxes will go to free healthcare, free education. If you're sick, you will get money. Or if you cannot work at all in your whole life, you will get money. Where do those money came from? This money came from taxes, guys, and the oil that Norway is exporting. We all know that, right? Because, like, for example, last year I gave birth. From checkups to ultrasound, all is free. And when I give birth, I had my C-section, guys, since it was some complications, so I couldn't give birth normally. So I had C-section, and everything is free. I never pay anything. But in Philippines, if you will have C-section, oh, you will be broke, guys. That's the truth. You will be broke. You're gonna loan money from the bank just to pay your hospital bill. Even in Norway, it's very high taxes, or we're paying high taxes, but we get what we paid for. That's what's important. So I really couldn't complain, and I will never complain, because I feel we're so lucky just to have free healthcare. Because I can imagine how many Filipinos selling their lots, selling their houses, selling their car just to pay for hospital bills, guys, because it's super expensive in Philippines. So I really feel really lucky just to be living here. So I don't really care I pay high taxes, because I really get what I paid for. So that's just my opinion. And guys, in addition, there's no crimes in Norway. It's very less crimes compared to in Philippines, where in the news there's always like someone is killed here, someone is killed there. But in Norway, you cannot almost hear it in the news. Like, it's very seldom, guys. So it's a very safe country to live. So it's pretty amazing. And yeah.
4. It's cold most of the year. Norway.
Okay, so number 4 is he's talking about that it's cold in Norway almost all year round, which is, I think, is true. But you can always have proper clothes, guys, then you will not feel cold anymore. Because honestly, here where I'm living right now, we're living in the south of part of Norway, in Kristiansand. This year, so far, we only have like 3 months of little bit warm, and it's been raining, so the summer is not, I didn't really enjoy that summer so much. And it's really cold all year round. But we have clothes, guys. You can wear proper clothes, then you will never feel cold. So that's not really a problem. Being cold is not a problem. In fact, I love it, because I was in Philippines last month, and I'm just sweating from the morning until I go to bed at night. It's really very warm, which I think too warm. So about you guys, but just for me, cold can be solved by wearing of proper and warm clothes. So it's no problem.
5. Hard to find a job. It's a strong.
Okay, so number 5 is he's talking about it's hard to find a job. I mean, honestly, I think, yeah, in some people it might be hard to find a job, because there's lots of people that don't know how to talk Norwegian, they don't know how to talk English. So it's really hard for them to find a job, because how can they communicate with customers? How can they communicate with other people, right? So that's why when you relocate to Norway, you should really focus in learning the language. Then find a job, and find the job that you can get. Take the job that you can get, and then even if it's not in line with your education, just take it and then build yourself up later on. Just like have a start, guys. That's all I'm talking about. Just have a start, then it will be, everything will be easier after a while. Okay? So finding a job is really not a problem if you're gonna not be choosy in your job.
6. No Amazon.
Okay.
Now, before you start throwing your laptop out the...
Like, there's no Amazon. I mean, what? Amazon is not part of your life, and if you want to order something cheap, you can order like in AliExpress or in Wish. There's many more online store that is cheaper. Again, of course, when we order online from abroad, there's an additional 25% tax. But I mean, Norway is just protecting the local businesses, guys. They don't want us to order from abroad because Norway want us, the Norwegian government want us to order from the local businesses, which is very nice as well, because if we will just order abroad, who will buy from the local businesses here in Norway, local store here in Norway, right? So, but I mean, just by saying that there's no Amazon is a little bit weird, or at some point. And when I was in Philippines, I never even heard about Amazon. Maybe because I'm just living in the countryside, but Amazon is not really a problem in Norway. You can order Amazon whenever you want, and if you don't want Amazon, you can order in some other online stores. So, I don't know what is this guy talking about. Why is this guy talking about Amazon? At all.
7. Eating out is expensive.
Okay. Number 7 is eating outside is expensive. I know that is true, and I won't deny that is eating outside is expensive. But why do you need to keep on eating outside? I mean, you can cook even better food at home, so why would you eat outside? Eat outside in the whole month, I mean, it's no problem for me. I don't know about you guys, just let me know in the comments, but I know it's expensive to eat outside, so you don't need to eat outside. It's just...
8. High rent.
Okay.
For many people living in Norway,
Okay, so guys, number 8 is talking about high rent. Okay, so these are the things that is not Norway's fault, guys. These are the things that we can ourselves, that will move to Norway, we can control completely. Because if you don't want to pay high rent, then you should move outside the cities, because I think wherever you are in the part of the world, if it's in the city or it's in the middle of the city, it's always high rent. So if you don't want to pay high rent, then just move to the countryside or a little bit outside of the city. Then you'll get a better apartment, which is a nicer quality apartment as well, and a cheaper price. So that's your solution, guys, for high rent.
9. Postal service is very slow.
Okay.
One of the most
Okay. Number 9 that he's talking about is a postal service is very slow. I mean, in Philippines, guys, postal service is even slower. So I couldn't complain about the postal service here in Norway, because when someone sends me a package, it must usually take 2 to 5 days or 3 to 5 working days. So, I mean, that's not a problem at all.
10. Clearing the UDI immigration hurdles.
He's talking about clearing the UDI immigration hurdles. So, it just in my opinion, I've been applying mini visas in the past years. Okay, so before I came here and living here permanently in Norway, I was like a tourist visa and I'd get approved. And the next tourist visa again, it get approved. And then when I applied for residence permit, it get approved. And when my sisters is applying for a seasonal worker, it get approved. And when my mother was coming here for a tourist visa, it get approved. So I don't know. Maybe it's hard for some people, but if you have the right documents and if you have if you are here for the right reason, then I guess there's no problem in UDI, guys. Because when I applied here for my residence permit, it only takes 4 months and I get my card right away. So I think in this one, this is different from people to people. Okay. So I hope my answers and my opinion and some of the explanations I have is giving you some idea whether you will relocate to Norway or not. And guys, let me know in the comments below if you will add some more or if you have some questions, and I will always answer as much as I can, and I will always share my experience of living here in Norway for 6 years. Okay, and once again, I think Norway is really the best country ever, because I've never been living to other countries, so I couldn't compare, but I feel so lucky to be living here, guys. And guys, if you want to know more about my journey here in Norway, then don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye! And guys, there's more in Norway than what this channel is saying about and what I'm talking to you. So there's more than that. And to experience all of that, you really need to move to Norway and live here.